guys, it's Cayley. I'm back with another what sold from last week video. In today's video, I'll go over all of my sales on my spreadsheet, how much it costs to make those sales from the previous week on eBay and Poshmark. We had another really great record sales week, so we're staying over 4,000. Last week, the previous one that I filmed, we broke that record. We've never gone over 4,000 before. Again this week, the second week in a row, we have reached over 4,000, so I'm hoping that is a continuing trend, and we're going to work really, really hard to make sure that we stay above 4,000. I'm not going to do any more talking. We're just going to dive right in. Okay, so everything on this report happened between April 10th through the 16th. That is a Sunday through a Saturday. In total, I sold 120 items between two platforms, eBay and Poshmark. My gross sales were $4,131.91, making my average sale price $34.43. Estimated cost of goods based on average buy cost was $480. And then my estimated net, which would be the gross sales less the cost of goods, fees, and shipping costs, was $2,561.79. It is worth noting after this, I do have some other things that I pay for. So again, I just wanted to specify that's just less cost of goods, fees, and shipping costs. On eBay, I sold 85 items, and on Poshmark, I sold 35. Gross sales on eBay was $2,773.91, and on Poshmark, it was $1,358. Really happy with these sales. We were really close to not making 4,000, but hopefully we can keep it steady throughout the weeks. Let's dive into some of these eBay sales. This one was something that came from my personal collection, which was this Beach Waver Pro. I recently purchased this through Ulta and ended up not really liking it. I paid quite a bit of money for it, so I figured I would see if it had a good sell-through rate. Turns out these Beach Waver Pros have a really great sell-through rate on eBay. So because of that, I was able to flip it and get about as much as I had paid for it. I honestly cannot remember exactly how much I paid for it, but this one did sell for my full asking price of $79.99. And in the future, if I happen to be walking past the hair care electronic appliance section, I'll probably keep an eye out for these beach wavers and maybe look into a couple other of those hair tools, because again, this sold really, really fast. Onto the more normal stuff, into the clothing. This is soft surroundings. I paid $4 for this. I really do like picking up soft surroundings, but I am a little bit more particular with the pieces when it comes to paying up full price. I look for the more substantial stuff. This one was really cool. It was a long maxi length dress, and it was a blue velvet leopard long sleeve button dress. Kind of had almost like an iridescent look to it, and a slip underneath, size large, so that helped to up the value as well. Again, I paid $4. It sold for $62.92. I really love picking up cowboy boots pretty much everywhere I go. I've sold some for over $100. I've sold some for $20. So I've just kind of been experimenting and looking up comps on different ones that I come across. Laredo is definitely a brand that is worth looking up, in my opinion, if you've got something more unique. These ones were men's, so that really helped to up the value, and they are a nice, in pretty decent condition, brown leather boot, and I liked the embroidery style of this. I paid $4.39 for this. It sold for my full asking price of $44.92. This next one is also a pair of cowboy boots, but they sold for significantly less. This is the brand Double H. I would have listed this a lot higher had there not been so much wear and had I had the actual size inside of the boot, but because of those reasons, I listed this a little lower. Some of the boots in this Double H brand, if they're more unique, can do even better than this. I picked these up at the bins, which is why I took a chance on it, so probably paid somewhere between, I would say, $3 to $4, and they sold on an offer for $32.30. This is another Lululemon piece. I'm constantly picking up and selling Lululemon. But one thing I wanted to make note of is if you do come across a piece that is not just your normal legging, definitely want to look up the style name for it, because it can make a big difference on your pricing. Just looking at these, if I wouldn't have looked up the style name, I would have thought that they were kind of an older style, just because it's like a ruched track pant. But when I looked up the style, they were called the Dance Studio Drawstring Cinch Leg Pants, and I was able to do a comp on that. Figured that they were actually really valuable. I paid $3.99 for these. They sold very quickly for a full asking price of $49.94. This is a Ralph Lauren men's businessy coat. Just picked these up for the substantial factors. It was a size 40. It's men's, blend of wool and cashmere, and again, just a very nice, classic, dressy looking coat. I paid $5.99 for this. It sold on an offer for $44.93. In this brand, I do think that the more substantial pieces are worth looking into. This one I had to show you guys. Look at this photo. I don't know how this happened, how we didn't catch it. From a distance, this does not look like a blurry photo, but clearly it is the blurriest photo of all time. Regardless, still sold for a full asking price, so I thought I definitely had to mention this. So this is the Athleta Elation Shine Tight. What I've noticed with Athleta lately is if it has the style number underneath, it is worth looking into. Super easy to look up with the style, especially when it's right there. And also anything that has kind of a shiny or a metallic look to it in this brand does really well. I paid only $2 for this. It sold for $39.93. And here's a little bit of a better picture of the sheen of this. It's just kind of a metallic coppery look. These are one of my favorite brands of men's jeans to sell. I don't come across them often, but I do like picking them up. It is Diesel. Diesel. These are the Safado Slim Straight style. There are other styles that will go for like $70 or $80. It just kind of depends on which one you have. So I would keep your eye out for certain Diesel jeans, and certain pockets on the back, if they're more unique, can also help to add value. I paid up a little bit for these. I paid $8.99 knowing that they would sell quickly, and they did. They sold for an offer of $40, so essentially $9 into $40. This is another great brand to sell. This is Prana, and we love selling this in both men's and women's, but especially in the men's. I found these hiking pants at the bins, and they sold for an offer of $34, and they're just a pair of plain black hiking pants. I feel like a lot of people pass on Prana. I don't know why. Their stuff retails for quite a bit. This is another men's pickup. This is a men's pair of jeans. These are Buffalo David Benton, and the style is Dean. Again, some of these are worth looking into. I also feel like people pass on Buffalo by David Benton. Some of their styles can do really well. I have pretty good luck flipping them anywhere between $30 and $40. Again, I got this one at the bins. It sold for a full asking price of $29.93. This was one worth noting. It has no brand on it. However, it did have an RN number, so I was able to look that up and found out the brand was Peru Unlimited. And I originally looked into this because it was 80% baby alpaca, 20% wool. That is a very high count of baby alpaca. Alpaca is a very higher end, I would say, kind of material, and it's more rare to find. So when I find it in this like amount, I definitely look it up. And so I took a chance on getting this. It does have small spots on it, and I picked it up knowing that it had spots, but I took a chance on it anyways. I picked this up for $4.39 at a thrift store. I listed it for $29.91. I would have listed it probably closer to $50 had it not had those spots. It sold very quickly on an offer to watchers for $26.92. Regardless of brand, if you come across very high count of alpaca, I would definitely look into it. Next up, both are Denim and Supply by Ralph Lauren men's cargo shorts. These did not go to the same buyer. It was just funny that they sold during the same week. But this is Denim and Supply. This is a line off of Ralph Lauren. One of my favorite lines to sell in the Ralph Lauren brands. And this is a pair of men's cargo shorts. I picked these up because they were like tiki looking, and tiki stuff does really well for us. I picked these up for $4.99. They sold on an offer for $30. And then same thing with these. I got these just because they were cargo shorts and I'm very familiar with this brand. Even the plain ones do pretty good. I picked these ones up for $3.99. They sold on an offer for $26.95. This is a pair of Tommy Bahama men's pants. I'm very selective with this brand, and we try to stick to the men's pieces, and we try to stick to the linen pieces within the men's pieces. Normally I'm picking up linen Hawaiian shirts or silk Hawaiian shirts, but in this case it's a pair of linen pants. I picked this up at the bin, so I felt it was worth the risk. They were also a larger size in a 42 by 32. and they were like unsteamable. I don't know how to explain it. We tried to steam these pants so much, but still could not get the wrinkles out. Regardless, I'm happy we picked them up. Linen is super lightweight, so I probably only paid a couple bucks for these. Listed them for $29.93, and they did sell for our full asking price. This was a pickup strictly based off of style. This is not a brand that I recommend picking up everything in. It's THML. However, I thought this had a lot of really great factors, and so I picked it up based on style for $4.99 at a thrift store. This is a bohemian kind of midi to maxi length dress, really bright orange and a lot of embroidery. For those reasons, I decided to get it. I just thought it was really on trend. I'm glad I did. It sold on an offer for $28.34. This is one of my new favorite men's brands to sell. It's Billy Reed, and I haven't found much in this brand that didn't comp very well. This is a men's Henley thermal, and I picked this piece up for $2.99 at a thrift store. It sold on an offer for $30. Last item on eBay I wanted to share. This one's actually been sitting for a little while, but I'll continue picking up these pieces because they do flip. I paid $4 for this. It is a Torrid in collaboration with Fantastic Beasts collab. So any kind of Torrid collab I really look heavily into, because even though they don't always sell for a ton, they do flip quickly and they have a following. I've sold some Torrid pieces before, like a Torrid Harry Potter collab, a Torrid Outlander collab, so I would just keep your eye on that. Some of the pieces can be more rare. This one again I picked up for $4, and it sold on an offer for $22. Moving on to some of the Poshmark sales. These were a bins pickup. I looked these up just because they looked really interesting and they felt very substantial. You can see that the toe is raised. Any kind of like orthopedic shoe or sandal I personally look into because they bring a lot of money. So these were called the Healing Sole. They did not have, oh, they did have a size, just kidding. Here is the tag for you. The Healing Sole, size 13, and it's kind of unisex, so it's a women's 13, men's 11 and a half. And just looking at them, you probably wouldn't think that they're worth much, but it helps with plantar fasciitis and I think a couple other things, but that's how I marketed it as. Got these at the bins and we listed them pretty high. They sold for $55. So if you see any shoes like this with the toe raised, I definitely do a comp because that is really great profits, especially when everyone else is passing on it at the bins. One of my favorite athletic brands to sell recently has been Aloe. And this was a women's size large, so pretty decent size. This was a collar block kind of ruched legging, rib legging. I paid $4.99 for this. It sold for $51. I don't usually get that much for Aloe, but I think the style, the color, and the size really helped to up it. But if you're passing on Aloe, I personally wouldn't. It has been performing really well for us. This is one of my go-tos. This is an LL Bean bird's eye sweater. The bird's eye refers to the print that you see here. So this one I picked up for $4.99 at a thrift store. I listed it for over $100 and it sold for over $100. However, when we went to ship it, we realized that there was a hole in the front of the sweater. So what we ended up doing was we informed the buyer. They said they'd be okay with basically a discount, so we canceled the order and relisted at a lower price, and it sold for $88. This is with a small hole in the chest. Next up is a pair of Volcom shorts. These are the Surf and Turf line, and I just wanted to show you these because we're having really good luck every summer with board shorts. So if you come across board shorts, there's a few brands I can think of that consistently flip for $20 to $25, sometimes even a little bit more than that. But the Volcom Surf and Turfs have performed really well for us, so we'll continue picking them up. Paid $4.39 for it, and it sold for $25. This is a Nike women's skort. We've been having some really good luck with skorts in a lot of different brands, especially in Nike. I feel like you can get about $30 for it, 25 to 30. This was a size extra large. It was completely white and it sold for full asking price of $29. Again, skorts are very on trend right now. I don't know why. I don't think anybody's actually like playing sports in them. I think it's just a look. A lot of girls like wearing these right now. And let's just face it, they're practical. So I paid $4.99. Again, it sold for full asking price of $29, but definitely keep your eye out for Nike women's skirts. Rule number 925. Love this brand. Let me see if I can find the tag here. I cannot, but it had a style name of Van Dam. Low-rise slim boot. Definitely want to search the style name in this brand of jeans because it can really make a difference. And the style name is sometimes on the crotch area, so where like the fly is. So keep an eye out for that. They always perform really well for me. I picked these ones up at the bins, and even with a little bit of distressing, they still sold for $38. Here's another Athleta piece. Again, the style name's on the tag, which is why we looked them up. These are called the Brooklyn wide leg crop pant, and I also got these at the bins. Probably only cost a couple bucks. Keep your eye out for Athleta pieces when the style name is on the tag. These ones sold for $45. This is another bins pickup. This is the brand Chubbies, again with that like board short swim trunks kind of theme. Make sure you keep your eye out for these. Chubbies is an amazing brand to sell in both men's and women's, but especially the men's, and the more unique prints you have, I think the better that they do. It doesn't look like much on the outside, and sometimes the tags are kind of hard to find on the inside, so just keep your eye out for that. Again, pick this up at the bins, and it sold for $35, pretty much I think the same week we listed it. This is something I've been taking a chance on lately. It is Ralph Lauren formal wear. So this is Ralph Lauren evening wear. Now, when you look up the sell-through rate on eBay for these, not a great sell-through rate, but I picked this up because of all the factors. So this had a lot of sequin details, which is why I picked it up. We paid only $4.99 for this, and it sold for $42. I'm not going to pick up everything, but just know that we have been experimenting when it's a little bit more modern or has certain factors involved, and it's been doing pretty well. And lastly is just a great bread and butter to pick up. This is Sundance. I pick up almost everything in this brand. This is just a plain striped black and white top, and it still sold for $25 pretty quickly. This is one of my favorite brands to sell. I have a really hard time leaving this brand behind at the thrift store. Alright guys, so that's it for what sold last week. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. If you're not already and you would like to be, I do make videos almost every week about what sold from last week, so hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. That way you'll get notified as new content goes live. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.